Hello again, math friends. Today we're going to look at literal equations. Let's first of all talk about what is a literal equation. Well, a literal equation is an equation that involves more than one variable. So it has to have more than just one variable. So if you look at each of these three examples, you will see that there are, in this case, 4 variables. Here, area A is a variable, and we have B and H. And in this equation, we have C and F. In order to solve a literal equation, we have to isolate the variable that you've been asked to solve for. So in these equations, you may be asked to solve for X, or to solve for H, or to solve for F. Have to get that variable by itself alone on one side of the equal sign and everything else on the other side. Here's a couple of examples. Let's take y equals mx plus b, and we're going to solve it for b. So the mx term is being added to the b, so I'm going to subtract mx from both sides. And here the mx terms add out. I'm left with b. And over here on this side, y minus mx. So solving for b, we got b by itself, everything else on the other side of the equal sign. Now let's take the same exact equation, but this time solve it for x. So the first thing we need to get rid of here is the b. So if I take mx plus b and I subtract b, I need to do the exact same thing on the other side. Here the b's add out, so I'm left with y minus b equals mx. To get x by itself, we need to divide by m, so I have to divide this side by m. The m's divide out, and we're left with y minus b over m equal to x. Let's take this equation, and area I'm going to just simplify as A, and here we want to solve for H. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to write it over here first. I'm going to get rid of this fraction, and I'm going to do that by multiplying both sides by 2. And if I take 1/2 b times h and multiply it by 2, this will cause these 2's to divide out, because that's really 2 over 1. So 1/2 times 2 over 1, the 2's divide out. I'm left with 2a equals b times h. We're trying to get h by itself, so I need to divide this side by b, this side by b. The b's divide out. I'm left with h. And on this side, 2a divided by b. So we've taken that and solved it for h. Let's take the exact same equation, and this time solve it for b. Again, I'm going to multiply this side by 2 and this side by 2, and that's 2 over 1. The 2's divide out. We're left with 2a equals b times h, which is exactly what we had up here, but this time we're trying to get the b by itself, so we're going to divide by h, and I'm left with 2a over h equals b. So in both of these equations, same exact equation, but this one, the first equation, we're trying to get h by itself, and in the second equation, we're trying to get b by itself. Process is exactly the same. Let's take a look at this equation. We want to get f isolated by itself. So I'm going to take c equals 5/9 times f minus 32. I like to get rid of fractions. I do that by multiplying both sides by the common denominator, which in this case is 9. So I have 5/9 times f minus 32, and I'm going to multiply this by 9 over 1. The 9's divide out on this side, so on this side we have 9c. On this side we have 5 times f minus 32. Those 9's divided out, it got rid of the fraction. Now I need to, we're still trying to get f by itself, so I'm going to get rid of this 5 by dividing this side by 5 and this side by 5, and I get 9c over 5 equals f minus 32 because the 5's divide out. Then I want f by itself, so I can do that by adding 32 to this side, so those add out, and on this side add 32, so those add out. I'm left with f, and f is equal to 9c divided by 5 plus 32. Now I'd like for you to stop the video and try these on your own, and when you come back I will work them out for you and show you the answers, and you can check to see if you got them right. So stop the video now. Okay, in this first video, this first equation, we're solving for h. So I need to get rid of this stuff that's being multiplied by the parentheses. So if I divide this side by 2 pi r, I need to divide this side by 2 pi r, and I'm left with t over 2 pi r equals r plus h. All of that divides out. We're trying to get h by itself, so I need to, let's rewrite this up here. 2 pi r equals r plus h. I'm going to subtract, we're trying to get h by itself, so I'm going to subtract r from both sides. Positive r, so I need a negative r, so those add out. If I do that on this side, I must do that on this side. Those add out. I get h is equal to t over 2 pi r minus r. So in this next equation, I'm going to take z equals x over y plus 9. I'm going to get rid of the fraction by multiplying both sides by y. That gives me zy equals, here the y's divide out because that's y over 1, so I'm left with x plus, and 9 times y is 9y. I've got a y term over here and a y term over here, so I need to get them on the same side. So I'm going to take this side and I'm going to subtract 9y, and I'm going to take this side and subtract 9y. Here the y's divide out. I'm left with x, and over here I get zy minus 9y. Now you might say, well, I haven't helped myself. But yes, I have, because I can take this side over here and I can actually factor out a y, and I'm left with z minus 9 equals x. Let's take this and write this back over here. Y times z minus 9 equals x. I'm trying to get y by itself, so if I divide by z minus 9, take this side and divide by z minus 9, and here the z minus 9's divide out, I'm left with y, and it's equal to x over z minus 9. A little bit more difficult, but still following the same exact procedure. Make sure you check out all of our videos on our YouTube channel, at Mathman1962. And we have free interactive math activities at our EdTech website, https://edtech.dnjdesigns.org. That's it for this episode. See you next time.
If you liked this video, please click on the thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, please click on the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when new videos are posted, please click the bell.